Welcome to Fashion Show Reaction with Facial Recognition, where we react to fashion show videos, but with a twist. We apply facial recognition technology so that we can identify the models. For our fourth episode covering menswear for the spring and summer 2026 season, we're going to react to Dior Mens. Are you ready? Here we go. We do not talk a lot about the history that lead up to the collections we react to because we are not fashion experts. But I have mentioned a few times how impressed I am that a new designer can come in, but still keep the long-term feeling of the house. I think Kim Jones did exactly that with his fall and winter collection for Dior Mens 5 months ago. But wow, Jonathan Anderson seems to be chasing Raf Simons at Prada and Pharrell Williams at Louis Vuitton to bring us a rough and tumble streetwear collection, but missing the weirdness of Prada or the cachet of LV. Like I said, I'm not expert, but I bet Hedi Slimane and Chris Van Asche are shaking their heads. But let's get to the good part of this collection. First, I have been ranting that the 2026 spring and summer collections are full of clothes that look like they are for cold weather. But here Jonathan gives us quite a few shorts, some sleeveless, only one puffy vest, and an innovative look at least for the West that I have selected as best look. Thrown into that mix are pieces like this that appear to be trying to revive the new romantic era of the early 1980s. Second, we have a very interesting cast of models, many who are being seen for the first time on this channel, and some that this is their first show anywhere. Even with that training data challenge, we only have 6 unidentified models. We have numbered the unidentified models. If you know who any of them are, please let us and other viewers know in the comments. One of the original ideas of this channel was if a fashion fan saw a model they wanted to learn more about, we could teach them the model's name, so that, for example, the fan could find the model's Instagram page or other social media. People like Ashley Brokaw, who did the casting for this show, know all these models, but your average viewer does not, and we're trying to solve that problem so the models can squeeze whatever they can out of modern revenue streams. Let's let the computer grind through some identifications. Here is a little more of the new romantic creeping in. We will see more later. Even though this show feels a little more summer, we still have a trench coat. For springtime rain, I guess. When I first saw this next tunic look, the first thing I thought of was this as a clown outfit. I think it was the socks and shoes that really did it. But you will see I changed my mind about this look in general later. Here is a sleek black look. Nothing wrong with black in the summer. And you probably notice a lot of the looks have ties. Thing is, they kind of look like a kid went to a fancy restaurant and they would not let him in without a tie. So he rummaged around in his dad's car, found a tie, and slapped it on. I have to say that I like the use of pink in this collection, especially in this new romantic sweater look, but why do we have sweaters in a summer collection? And especially, why do we have puffy coats and vests in a summer collection? Another very strange thing about this show was the choice of music, including a very interesting Bruce Springsteen song, which we have replaced in case of copyright interference. Remember when I made fun of the clown outfit? Well, guess what? I picked the black version for my best look of the show. After all, men in hot parts of the world have been wearing togas, tunics, and dishdasha for millennia, and it has worked fine. After complaining about summer collections not being appropriate for summer, this tunic seems like a meaningful innovation for Western men. Oh, here we go with more new romantic. Then note the different color collar here. We will see that ramped up later. Okay, let's crank up that military style even more. I almost popped in a clip of Adamant. I started this video by mentioning that I think Jonathan Anderson might be feeling pressure from Raf Simons at Prada. Well, here is the wacky. Armani is all pleated pants, LV mixed flat front with aggressively pleated pants, but whoa, what exactly are these? Can you imagine asking your grandma to wash these shorts for you and getting a WTF look? If you're having fun applying facial recognition technology to a fashion show, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Oh boy, another sweater. Tell me, do you wear sweaters in the summer where you live? Even if you do, I bet you don't need a coat like this. These colors here are very nice though, except for the bag is sorry, but gray and brownish colors do not mix. Here we get some aggressively shaped, but not insane shorts, followed up by a sleeveless look, which thankfully makes sense for a summer heatwave. But snap right back to our last new romantic, military-inspired look. Admittedly, the addition of wrestling-style athletic shoes do bring this to LV-level streetwear style. Then we have more of the wide, but reasonable shorts. But why, oh why another sweater? By continues the sweater fest as we near the end of the show. Note the conservative flat front trousers. Remember I called out a different color earlier? As Victor approaches, you can see the orange collar is a great contrast with the creamy white of the sweater, but wait until he turns around. That orange collar is huge and falls way down his back. That is perhaps the most interesting device of the entire show. After William closes the show in his double-breasted suit coat, let's see what the computer can do with the parade, then get ready to notice something interesting when Jonathan comes out. Remember the brown, wrestling-style athletic shoes that were featured on many of the looks in the show? Well, here Jonathan is sporting a pair himself. I do not remember ever seeing a designer wear a piece from the collection when they come out at the end of the show prior to this. See you next episode.